Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. You will see no smiles in today's video. No smiles are allowed on the channel this morning for a simple reason. If you're looking at the numbers, they are horrible. They are terrifying. 10 losses in Serie A, 17 in all competition for the Bianconeri in 22-23. We Juventini, we Bianconeri, we are not used to these numbers and we don't want to read these numbers paired to the name Juventus FC. Nothing I can say today will justify this number, and I will tell you even more. There is nothing I want to say to justify this number. There is nothing I want to say to excuse these numbers. I will not speak about the off-the-field topics. I will not speak about the injuries. I will not speak about the bad mercato. Today, there is nothing that can excuse or justify the numbers that are absolutely not respecting the history of us Bianconeri, of us Juventini of the world. For one simple reason. Because it's not the numbers that are hurting us, it's the how. From the moment that we understood that European games were disallowed for next year, we asked one thing to the team, to the coach, to the management, to play with honor, to play with dignity. It's not that they didn't want to, but they couldn't. For a simple reason, because the Fino alla fine was not respected, because the Fino alla fine was never showed this season, because they couldn't, players, coach, management, transmit that Fino alla fine spirit of Juventus, that until the end spirit of Juventus to the supporters. Never we were able to react when we conceded the goal. 1-0 for the other team and the Fino alla fine was over. A defeat and Juventus couldn't answer the game after. Point deducted and Juventus was not able to answer the losses of Monza, the losses against Empoli, the big loss against Napoli, the elimination in Champions League, the 20 minutes here at the start of the game, 10 minutes there, 15 minutes there, a half time well played, and then the Fino alla fine was over. And that's what hurts the most. That yesterday, we didn't cry for any player that is leaving Juventus. A year ago, after a disaster season, because last year we didn't win any trophy, we were in the stadium crying for Giorgio Chiellini, for Paulo Dybala leaving Juventus. This year, Di Maria, nobody was crying for him. We were whistling him. Rabiot, that a lot of us will miss after a really beautiful season, nobody was crying. Nobody was crying and nobody had tears for Paredes and probably all other players that will leave Juventus at the end of the season. Ragazzi, that is what hurts. This is what hurts the most. That we can't cry for players. That we didn't see them fino alla fine fighting for something. Even for nothing. But probably fighting for us. For supporters. For the name Juventus FC. Ragazzi, I will speak about the game slightly, briefly, because what do you want to speak about? About the game, the non-game of yesterday. I will speak about the important words of Calvo, and then probably I will finish being unpopular, and I know, and I don't care, being unpopular about the words of Allegri. Because if there is something that I hate more than everything, is to blindly attack one man only, and changing the words of a man. We start. If you want to, you know it, even in difficult time, you can always like the video. It would be nice to see beautiful numbers of Juventini. At least we show that we are together, the community of GJustjuve. Continue to subscribe if you want to. The words or the brief of yesterday's game. What do you want to tell? It's quite easy. No game yesterday. We entered with the intention to try, but we had absolutely no idea how. And this is the perfect picture of Juventus FC 22-23. No idea how. Even when you want to, you don't know how. Yesterday, you know what it looked like? A friendly between Juve and Milan. A Trofeo Berlusconi. But not the one that we were used to in the pre-season. You know, in the pre-season, you still have that positivity. The players, players that were already there, new players, young players, they all want to show the club, the supporters, the coach that we can count on them for the new season, that they want to fight for a starting spot. No, yesterday it looked like a friendly of end of season. Years ago, really long time ago, you had sometimes this last game of the season was over and you organize a friendly to say goodbye to the supporters. You know, with the players, with one thing in mind only. I want to be with my family. The season we won, great, we lost. It is depression, but we don't want to be on the field anymore. We don't want to have an injury. We just want to have holiday because the season was really tough. Winning or losing, the season was tough. But we are thinking about something else and we are not putting everything on the field. Well, this is what Juventus, Milan, one of the biggest games of calcio historically, because yesterday was game 176 between Bianconeri and Rossoneri in Serie A. Well, we didn't respect the greatness of that game. That's a real pity. So what else can we say about that game? Nothing. The behavior of the second half was really bad. Speaking about the words of Calvo, these are interesting. Before the game he said, "È acqua passata." If non-Italian persons, of people that do not speak Italian, they learned a lot of new words this season. One of them is plusvalenza. Well, acqua passata is a saying that a lot of non-Italian people will learn now because it will be viral. Acqua passata means let's forget about it. It's over. Let's forget about it. Well, yesterday, speaking about the minus 10 points, the 10 points deduction, he said, we will not continue to fight on these points, on the plusvalenza cases. It is over. And a lot of people said, acqua passata is absolutely not reflecting what Juventus is, that fino alla fine DNA, fighting for the club, going in every single court or instances to battle and to fight with Juventus. And they are correct. Supporters are correct that we give up on that. But what supporters maybe forgot is to analyze the 360 degrees of the words of Calvo that repeated we were punished in an unfair way, in a disproportional way. These points are not reflecting. We were accused of an article, of something, and we were punished for something else. So he repeated how unfairly Juventus was treated, but he also said, it's over. We can't do anything more about it because this is the reality. Now, yesterday, Milan celebrated on the field a qualification, mathematically qualification to the Champions League, and they deserve to celebrate. But how did they do it? With off-the-field topics. Not because Juventus was bad. Juventus was bad, but they were less bad than Milan. They celebrate again something on the field that was taken from Juventus. Now, to understand fully the words of Calvo, I believe we need to go into the future. On the 15th of June, there will be the salary maneuver. It looks like Juventus giving up that fight for the plusvalenza has one meaning. We give up to fight on that one, we find an agreement on the salary maneuver, and we close everything in season 22-23. We don't want to repeat what we had this season in next season. We want to close everything, European competition or not, we want to close everything in 22-23. Ragazzi, if we want to start again, if we want to believe in something, if we want to build again, with or without Max Allegri, with or without sporting director, with or without whatever, Vlahovic or whatever, we have to start again with 0 points. Like everyone, with 0 points. And probably these are the reason why Calvo yesterday said, "È acqua passata," focus on the field. Then the words are important. And every single word that any member of Juventus is saying in front of microphones or reporting in a tweet or whatever has a real big impact. And that's why yesterday probably Calvo needed to use other words. Like Max Allegri should have used other words yesterday. Well, let's speak about Max Allegri post-game conference that shocked an entire population of Juventini. What did he say? He said a few things, but in one of the press conferences, because don't forget, he's not speaking only to one television, he's speaking to different televisions, and it's really long, but in one of them, he said 2-3 things. The first one, that Juventus is on the field third. We can discuss about the how. We can discuss about it's not enough for Juventus to finish the season with 69 points. We can discuss about everything and you will be correct, but not about the fact that we deserve to go in Champions League instead of Milan. This is a fact. Is this what shocked the Juventini? No. What shocked the Juventini are the words reported by Gazzetta dello Sport: se volevo vincere andavo altrove. If I wanted to win, I would have gone in another team. Not only Gazzetta dello Sport was reporting them like that. Tutto Sport, that is close to Juve, was reporting them like that. Romeo Agresti, a lot of people were reporting them like that. Ragazzi, if these were the words that were used by Max Allegri, and if that was it, I would agree with you. I would agree with you that these were probably the worst words that could have been said in the history of Juve. At pair level of Antonio Conte, the history of the restaurant, 10 euro, 100 euro. But this is not what he said. First of all, when he was speaking, he was interrupted with a journalist and he couldn't even finish his sentence, first of all. Secondly, he never said it like that. How did he say it? He said, we all knew when I joined Juventus back that it would have difficult to win immediately with that team. Is he correct or not? Is he lying or not? Is it beautiful to listen? No, it is not nice to hear. Because we Juventus, we always expect to win. Also Max Allegri in the beginning of the season, he said, we need to fight for the Scudetto. We need to win the Scudetto. That's what this team needs to do. But what he's saying is reporting of the fact when he arrived at Juve, saying we knew that it would have been difficult to win immediately with that Juventus. And this is a fact. A team that is losing a lot of players, included Cristiano Ronaldo, and tells you we can't invest more than Locatelli on loan, not being able to pay him, well, this team has difficulties to win. Can they win? Yes. Could Max do better? Yes. Could the players do better? Yes. Did they need to do better? Yes. 100% yes, yes, yes. And they did it, and we failed. But what he's saying in front of the microphone is correct. When he joined Juve, it was for a longer project of building towards a more competitive Juve, which in the state of the case now, Juventus isn't. A lot of you, ragazzi, on the channel every single day are telling me when I'm live in the comments, also in DM, we need to change half of the team. Alexandro out, Quadrado out, Di Maria out, Rabiot out, Pogba out. Some people even Federico Chiesa out, Locatelli out, Miretti out. Ragazzi, if you, all of you, are stating that half of the team needs to be replaced, maybe you are correct. But then you have to be consequent in what yesterday Max Allegri was trying to say. He was trying to say this team has fundamentals. We had to do better. Yesterday he also said it is my responsibility also. But we have to understand that what he said was not that shocking, but it was the truth. Juventus at the moment is not a team that can easily win things. That's what I wanted to say. Finishing with unofficial news, Spalletti will not be the coach of Napoli next season. Will he be the coach of Juventus? No, he will not be the coach because he will take a sabbatical year. What are the other voices that you will hear in the next coming days? Grosso Fabio, potential candidate in the list of Juventus new coaches. We will see what will happen in this week about the sporting director. Will it be Salihamidzic? Will it be Giuntoli? Will it be someone else? You will even probably hear Tuchel. That could be the possible coach of Juventus. You will hear so many things. Ragazzi, try to filter. We have 1 week to finish Serie A 22-23. And from there, we can start building. We can start building in a future that I hope it will not be anymore Dybala, Vlahovic, whatever. That will be central. But us, supporters, that will be central of the project. We need to be, again, center of the project, the supporters. With the Juventus, with clear ideas that can start, again, building, because that's what we need. Fresh ideas, fresh air, but clear ideas to build again. With or without European competition, we need to start again, but seriously. Ragazzi, everything I said in this video, I don't know if you reached the end or not, and I will shock some people, but it's not even important. It's not even important when we are looking at what happened 38 years ago, on the 29th of May, 1985, with the drama of Heysel. 39 persons passed away that day in a disaster, scandal, and we just can't forget that moment. We need to repeat it every single year. It is important that these kind of things never ever happen in the world of football anymore. Ragazzi, rest in peace to the 39 angels that were not able to see their team winning the Champions League in 85, were not able to see their team winning in 96, were not able to see their team winning 9 times in a row. We have to do it for them. We have to continue to rise back, to honor their memory. Grazie ragazzi, I know it's a hard video. Grazie, forza, Juve.